Emma drops out of college. Emma was sad for a long time, but now she feels better. After school, she thought she wanted to study. Or did she really want that? Maybe her parents said she should. She had no choice. She didn't know what she really wanted. Her best friend liked chemistry, so Emma tried it too. She failed many exams. This made her sad and she thought she was not smart. But now Emma knows she is intelligent. The problem was not her, it was the university system. It did not work well for her. She decided to stop studying and try a different path. Emma already has a job. She works 25 hours per week and earns 1,000 euros. It is enough for her to live comfortably. She doesn't need more. With her free time, she plans to think about what she really wants to do in life. She also wants to travel and see new places. At the end of the semester, she doesn't pay her tuition fees. Then she receives an email. You have been expelled. Emma is happy. She doesn't know exactly what her future will be, but she knows it will be better than before. She is free to find her own happiness now. After a year, Emma changed her studies. Chemistry was not fun for her. She wanted to become a civil engineer instead. For 4 years, she tried to get her bachelor's degree, but it was very hard. She only took 2 or 3 exams each semester, much less than she should have done. Grandma, I urgently need money. Uwe is setting the table for lunch at home. The kitchen smells good because he just cooked soup and bread. Suddenly, his cell phone rings on the table. Uwe looks at the screen and sees a new message from an unknown number. Curious, he opens it and starts reading carefully. The message says, "Hello, Grandpa. This is your grandson. I am on vacation and I had an accident. My phone is broken and I cannot use my bank card. I must pay for some damage today. Can you please send me money quickly? I really need your help." Uwe feels confused when he reads the message. He has several grandchildren, but most of them are girls. This morning, he even went shopping with his only grandson. Giannis is safe at home, not on vacation. The message does not make sense to him at all. For a moment, Uwe thinks about deleting the message and forgetting about it. But then he becomes curious. Maybe someone is trying to trick him. So he decides to answer. He writes a short message back. Who is this? Which grandson? A few minutes later, the phone beeps again. The person answers. "It's me, Mark. Please hurry. I must pay 3,000 euros for the accident. I will send you the bank account. Please transfer the money today. I am very worried." Uwe smiles a little when he reads the message. He knows something is wrong because he does not have a grandson named Mark. Now he is sure that someone is trying to cheat him. Instead of sending money, he decides to call the police immediately. The police officer listens carefully while Uwe explains everything and reads the messages. She tells him that this is a common trick. Scammers send messages like this to older people and hope they will send money without checking the truth. The officer thanks Uwe for being careful and asks him to send the bank account information from the message. This can help the criminals find the criminals. After the call, Uwe feels calm again. He finishes setting the table and enjoys his lunch peacefully. This reminds me of when Leah's grandma came to visit. She will stay for a few weeks. Leah's parents are planning their 15th wedding anniversary soon, and Grandma wants to help with the preparations. Leah loves her grandma very much. She is kind, clever, and never betrays her secrets. Leah sometimes teases her parents just for fun, and her grandma always laughs. She never gets angry or scolds Leah. Today, Grandma and Leah are going for a walk in the village. It is a beautiful autumn day. Leaves are orange and brown, and the air is fresh and crisp. Leah picks up chestnuts lying on the street. She wants to use them to make something special later. She gives one chestnut to her grandma. Put it in your coat pocket. Then you will always stay healthy. Grandma smiles. Yes, chestnuts can protect you, just like before. Grandma tells a story. I gave your grandpa a chestnut when he had to go to war. It protected him. He returned home healthy and safe. Leah listens carefully. She doesn't fully believe in fairy tales, but she knows her grandma never lies. Then, Grandma takes a small crocheted bag from her handbag. Look, Leah. Leah opens it carefully. Inside is a small, hard, brown ball. This is the chestnut from back then. Grandpa gave it to me before he died. It is now my lucky charm. I always carry it with me. Leah holds the chestnut and looks at it for a long time. Then she puts it back in the bag. Grandma, can you teach me how to crochet? I want to make lucky charms like this for Mom and Dad. Grandma smiles happily. Of course. Then you will have the perfect wedding anniversary gift. Living minimalistically. Leah is visiting her grandma for 2 weeks in the city. Grandma lives in a small, old apartment, and Leah feels very comfortable here. Everything is different from her home. The apartment is simple, with only a few old pieces of furniture, all made by her father long ago. Her father built many things himself. Back then, we did almost everything ourselves, Grandma says. The only thing they had to buy was the oven in the kitchen. It's better not to build ovens yourself. That's too dangerous. The oven is the heart of the apartment, keeping it warm. Grandma does almost everything on the oven. She cooks all her food here. 2 large kettles of water always sit on the stove. She uses them for cooking, washing dishes, and cleaning. There is no sink, so she cleverly uses the warm water for washing and even cleaning the toilet. She can also bake in the oven. Recently, she made a delicious raspberry cake. For Leah, this is a small adventure. Her parents call it living a minimalistic life and are secretly proud of Grandma. Minimalism means being happy with very little, and Grandma is content. I don't need anything more, Grandma says. It's the simple life, and that's enough for me. The living room is always a bit cool because it has no oven. It is used only when visitors come. Grandma usually sits in the warm kitchen, where there is a comfortable sofa for Leah to watch her cook. Most of the time, Grandma makes stew. It is warm, filling, and easy to cook with minimal dishes. Minimalism is becoming fashionable again. Many young people see that too much luxury can become addictive, and maybe old people like Grandma can teach us how to live simply. Hole in the Stock. Leah walks slowly out of school. Grandma notices right away. Leah, why are you walking so funny? Did you hurt your foot? Leah shakes her head and looks at the ground. No, but my big toe feels strange. I can't walk properly. Something feels very weird. Grandma smiles and says, "Take off your shoe. Let me see it." Leah lifts her foot and shows her sock. Grandma looks carefully. "Oh, Leah, you only have a small hole in your sock. Your big toe got stuck. That's why it feels so strange." Leah laughs softly. "We need new socks then," Leah says with a small smile. Grandma shakes her head. "No, we don't need new socks. It's just a tiny hole. We can fix it at home. A little sewing can make it like new again. You'll see." After lunch, Grandma brings her sewing basket. It is full of drawers and compartments. There are many needles, colorful yarns, and a small wooden egg. "Grandma, what is this egg for? Did you hide it for Easter?" Leah asks. Grandma laughs. "This is a darn egg. It helps me fix holes in socks. Now, give me the broken stocking." She puts the egg inside the sock, right under the hole, and threads a thick needle with red yarn. With careful hands, Grandma quickly sews the hole. In a few minutes, the sock looks almost new. See, Leah? You don't always need to buy new things. If something is broken, try to repair it first. We used to knit our own socks long ago. Leah looks at her grandmother with pride. Grandma smiles and says, "Helping others is never too old. And now, let's cut your toenails so your socks won't get holes so quickly. Small care can make a big difference." Leah puts her parents in charge. Leah is 12 years old. Her parents want her to learn a musical instrument. They buy her a flute. Leah isn't very excited. She would much rather play the guitar. Her parents say, "Start small first. You can learn flute at school. It doesn't cost anything there." Leah tries the flute, but she doesn't enjoy practicing. She would rather read a book. Her parents are strict. "We have a deal, Leah. You must practice more. If you work hard, you can play guitar later." Leah sighs and goes to her room with her flute. She tries to play the songs her teacher gave her. Sometimes the notes are wrong. Sometimes she hits the right sound. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Leah knows she has a lot to practice. Her cell phone lies on the table, quietly recording everything she plays. Leah gets an idea. She connects her cell phone to the speaker. Perfect. She takes her favorite book and sits on her bed. While reading, she plays the recording she just made. Now it seems to her parents that she is practicing very seriously. Suddenly, the door opens. Grandma peeks in. She wants to bring Leah a glass of cola. "Aha! I caught you," she laughs. Leah is frightened. "Oh, Grandma, please don't tell. The flute is so boring. I don't like practicing it." Grandma chuckles softly. "You must do it smarter, Leah. You make the same mistakes every time. And look, someone rang the doorbell. You included it by mistake. It's constantly replaying. If you want to trick me, you have to be clever. I'm surprised your mother hasn't noticed yet." Leah laughs too. Grandma won't tell her parents. Leah feels happy. She decides to keep practicing this way, quietly and cleverly. Next time, the recording will be perfect. Her parents still think she is practicing a lot, and deep down, Leah actually learns. Allotment garden. Leah is on school holidays now. Her parents are very busy because they still have to work for 2 more weeks before their vacation starts. During this time, Leah cannot stay home alone every day, so her parents decide that she can stay with her grandma in the city. Leah is very happy about this plan because she loves spending time with her grandma and listening to her interesting stories. Grandma lives in a small apartment in a quiet street in the city. The apartment does not have a garden, but it has a small balcony where Leah and Grandma like to sit together. From the balcony, they can watch people walking, cars passing, and children playing in the street. It is a simple place, but Leah always feels comfortable there. Even though Grandma lives in the city, she always has fresh fruit and vegetables at home. Leah notices tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries, and herbs in the kitchen. She becomes curious and asks where all this fresh food comes from. Grandma smiles and explains that she grows everything herself in her small allotment garden. Leah has never heard the word allotment before. She asks her grandma what it means. Grandma tells her that an allotment is a small piece of land that people can rent from the community. Many years ago, people believed that spending time in nature helps them feel healthier and happier. Grandma explains that more than 100 years ago, people in cities wanted a place to relax outside. So small gardens were created where families could grow vegetables and enjoy fresh air. Since then, many people have joined garden clubs and taken care of these little green spaces in the middle of busy cities. One sunny morning, Grandma invites Leah to visit the allotment garden together. They walked through several small paths until they arrived at a large area full of tiny gardens. Each garden is separated by a wooden fence, and every plot has a small cottage for tools and chairs. Leah looks around with excitement. She sees flowers, tomatoes, tall sunflowers, and small berry bushes everywhere. Birds are singing and butterflies are flying between the plants. Leah asks her grandma if they can sleep in the small cottage because it looks cozy and fun. Grandma laughs softly and explains that people are not allowed to sleep in these little houses. The cottages are only used to store tools, chairs, tables, and watering cans. They help protect everything from rain and keep the garden organized. Grandma opens the wooden door of the cottage and brings out 2 chairs and a small table. They sit together for a moment and drink some cool lemonade. The weather is warm, the air smells fresh, and Leah feels happy being surrounded by so many plants and flowers. After their short break, Grandma says it is time to work in the garden. She shows Leah how to remove the weeds carefully so the lettuce plants have space to grow strong and healthy. Leah works slowly but proudly, happy to help her grandma take care of the garden. When they finish the work, Grandma leads Leah to a corner of the garden where red raspberries grow on green bushes. Leah picks them carefully and puts them in a small basket. The berries smell sweet and taste even sweeter under the warm afternoon sun. Later, they return home with the basket full of raspberries. In the kitchen, Grandma begins to bake a delicious raspberry cake. The wonderful smell fills the whole apartment. When the cake is ready, they sit together on the balcony, eat the cake, and watch the peaceful street below. Wedding Day. Today is a very special day. Leah's parents are celebrating their wedding anniversary. It is the day they got married many years ago. Wedding anniversaries are important for most people. Some anniversaries have special names, like silver or golden wedding anniversaries. Leah's parents have been married for 15 years today. This is called a crystal wedding or a glass wedding. Who comes up with these names? Leah asks her grandma, who came to visit just for the celebration. Grandma smiles and begins to explain the tradition to Leah carefully. In the past, only silver or golden anniversaries were celebrated. People didn't live as long as today, but most stayed married all their lives. Today, many marriages last less than 25 years. That is why we celebrate every year, even the small ones. Leah feels a little worried. It's good that I made the lucky charms. I hope Mom and Dad stay married for many years. Grandma nods. She helped Leah make little crocheted bags with chestnuts inside. These are meant to bring luck to the parents for many years to come. Leah is curious. "Why do you decorate everything with glass?" she asks. Grandma explains. "Today is a glass wedding. Glass is fragile, like happiness. You must protect it. There is a saying, 'Happiness is like glass. It can break very easily.' That is why we use it in decorations." Grandma carefully decorates the garden. She uses pretty glass bottles and puts candles in some of them. In the evening, the candles are lit and shine beautifully. Leah thinks it looks magical. She decides to be a little kinder to her parents to avoid stress and make the day happier. But Leah also loves pranks. She secretly adds a few plastic bottles among the glass decorations. They look like the real ones, but won't break so easily. Leah giggles quietly, thinking of how funny it will be if anyone notices. Even special days can be fun with small surprises. Paul has had enough. He is standing on the shoulder of a quiet country road. His car's indicator light came on while he was driving. Luckily, he pulled over safely to the right. Now all the trucks and cars drive past him as he waits alone, feeling frustrated. Paul has already called the workshop and put up his warning triangle. He now stands behind the guardrail, hoping the mechanic will come soon. The man on the phone said it would take about 20 minutes, but 25 minutes have already passed. Paul sighs and feels annoyed, mostly with himself. He has wanted a new car for a long time. His old car is giving him many problems. It always seems to break down or need repairs. Today is no exception. Fortunately, Paul doesn't have to rush anywhere. He is not late for work or an appointment, so he can wait calmly for the help. After a short time, a mechanic drives up from his workshop. He pulls over, gets out of his car, and walks over. "What's the problem?" he asks politely. Paul explains. "The indicator light is on and the engine won't start." The mechanic nods. "That is annoying. I'll take a look at it." It takes less than 2 minutes for the mechanic to check the car. Your battery is dead, he explains, and there is also a problem with the engine. It needs serious repair. Paul nods slowly. I guess this is going to be expensive, isn't it? He asks. The mechanic nods again. Maybe it is time to buy a new car, the mechanic says. Your old car has had its best days. Paul thinks about it and nods. That does seem like the best decision. He asks the mechanic to tow the car, and Paul decides to start looking for a new, reliable car that will give him less trouble. Exchange without a receipt? Pavel is going downtown today to exchange a Christmas gift. A few days ago, he bought a book for his grandmother because he wanted to surprise her. But on Christmas Day, she smiled and told him she already had the same book. Now Pavel wants to return it and choose a different book. The city center is very busy today. Many people are walking in the streets and entering the shops. Beautiful Christmas decorations still hang in the windows, and colorful lights shine everywhere. Pavel enjoys the festive atmosphere and remembers the happy holiday with his family. He plans to visit his grandmother again this evening, so he hopes to find another book for her. Soon, Pavel arrives at the bookstore. Luckily, it is quiet inside. Only a few customers are looking at the shelves, and the store feels calm and comfortable. Pavel walks toward a salesman who is arranging books on a table. "Excuse me," Pavel says politely. "I would like to exchange a book. Can you tell me how I can do that?" The man smiles kindly and points toward the back of the store. "The easiest way is to go to the checkout counter," the salesman explains. Pavel thanks him and walks slowly to the back of the store. A young woman is working there. When it is Pavel's turn, she smiles and greets him. "I would like to exchange this book," Pavel says, while placing it on the counter. The woman nods and opens the book. "That is possible," she says, "but first I need to see the receipt for the purchase." Pavel quickly answers, "The receipt should be inside the book." The woman looks through the pages carefully, but after a moment she shakes her head. "I'm sorry," she says, "but I cannot find the receipt here." Pavel suddenly feels nervous. Without the receipt, he cannot exchange the book. He opens his bag and checks inside, but the receipt is not there either. Maybe he dropped it somewhere while shopping earlier in the day. The saleswoman tries to help. "Do you have another proof of payment?" she asks. "For example, did you pay with a bank card?" Pavel slowly shakes his head. He remembers that he paid with cash that day. "I'm sorry," the woman says kindly, "but without a receipt, I cannot exchange the book." Pavel thanks her and leaves the store. When he arrives home, he checks his desk and finally finds the receipt there. Now he can return to the bookstore and exchange the gift.